So the holiday season is in full swing and there's lots of exciting stuff to look forward to. It also means that there's a lot to do. You know, you probably have a lot of things going on both at work and your personal life, and you want to get them all in, of course, because 'tis the season. But, you know, in order to get those things done, it's going to take a little planning, but no need to worry. We highly recommend to-do lists because they work. So to prioritize your tasks, to-do lists are a really great tool because it's just a great visual representation of the things going on in your life. And sometimes just seeing them laid out can help you figure out what's most deserving of your attention, what's most urgent. So we just recommend starting by mapping out some of your biggest to-dos in your personal life and at work so you can kind of see, you know, where you need to get started. Then also make sure you run that list by your manager so that you can make sure that your priorities, are aligned with the needs of the company so that, you know, everybody's expectations are in line with what needs to happen, and that you can, you know, get started creating an action plan that works for you. So regardless of where you work, there are probably some year-end things that you need to wrap up in addition to your normal workload. So, you know, if you work in a warehouse, maybe that's counting physical inventory. If you work in an accounting office, maybe that's prepping some financial statements for the end of the year. Whatever it is, you know, don't put it off until the last minute. We often want to think that if we do, it's just going to kind of all come together. And sometimes it does, but, you know, so that you can be proud of the quality of work you're producing, you definitely want to make sure to give it the time and attention it deserves. So just start as early as possible so that you have the freedom to do a little bit as you can, so that it'll all get done by the deadline and you can be proud of your work. Especially when you take pride in your job. But as much as possible, you know, really try to bring your thoughts back to where you are so that you can be in that moment, you know, because doing things with your family, spending time with loved ones, that's what this season is really all about. So you want to maximize that time you have with them. And, you know, in addition to that, taking breaks is just so imperative for your overall wellness. And it's going to make it so that when you do go back to work, you'll be more focused and more efficient so that that to-do list won't seem quite as daunting.
Take the time to celebrate your wins.
So you have worked hard this year, you know, so what better way to end your year on a high note than by celebrating those successes? And acknowledge that success comes in many different forms. You know, maybe you built new skills, or you honed existing ones, or you know, strengthened your relationships with your coworkers, your customers, or maybe you set a kind of outlandish goal for yourself and you totally nailed it. You know, that is something that is worthy of celebration and acknowledgement. And so you need to set that time aside for yourself to think about how far you've come and prepare for the awesome year ahead. So I think it's important for all of us, you know, in our day-to-day to feel like the work that we're doing is meaningful, you know, so we don't want to feel like we're just checking things arbitrarily off a list for the sake of doing it. So I think that one of the best ways to ignite, you know, your sense of urgency and your motivation is to feel like you are not only, you know, working, but working towards something. So set some personal and professional goals for yourself that really excite you, you know, things that you're going to be passionate about achieving, so that as you're, you know, checking things off your list right now, you know that you're building towards something meaningful to you. You know, that's going to make checking that stuff off feel so much more satisfying because you know that you are, you know, building further professional growth for yourself. You're bringing yourself into alignment with your personal goals so that, you know, when 2019 rolls around, you know that you have set yourself up for success so that this time next year, you'll be looking back at all of the amazing things that you've accomplished.